Hello there again, Cinephiles, and welcome to another video. I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Robbie.
And today we're reviewing Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. This is our second installment in our franchise review leading up to The Last Jedi. So we hope you enjoy.
Luke Skywalker, Princess Leia, Han Solo, C-3PO, R2-D2, and Chewbacca. And introducing Lando Calrissian.
Star Wars Episode 5, The Empire Strikes Back, was not directed by George Lucas, it was directed by Irvin Kershner.
Thank God.
Yeah, and it stars, once again, Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher, as well as Billy D. Williams comes in, Anthony Daniels, of course, as C-3PO, and a ton of other characters.
Yeah.
It's all about the characters.
Yeah,
this one.
Character development. So the story of this one basically revolves around the Empire trying to find the rebels again, and they end up finding them on Hoth, which is snow planet, ice and snow planet, and it's pretty much the opening is the attack on Hoth.
One of the best scenes in the entire original trilogy.
One of the best scenes in cinema for me.
Yeah,
and the
for
whole
sure.
first sequence of that movie and the attack on Hoth.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah. So you got, I always forget the admirals' names, but I think it's Veers or something, lands on Hoth with the entire armada of Empire camels, essentially.
Yeah.
And at some massive walkers that are attacking this small rebel base to get to the power generator.
Yeah.
Or
Shield generator.
it's a shield or power
Yeah,
generator.
yeah.
And it's just brilliant, absolutely awesome cinema.
Use your harpoon and tow cables.
So good.
Yeah.
Those walkers are like etched in people's brains.
Oh, yeah.
It's like so cool.
Yeah.
Remember seeing that as a kid, it's just like wow.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the film, wow.
Yeah.
It's just all wow.
Yeah.
But if you guys pretty much will know the plot already if you're clicking on this video, but if you don't, what are you doing with your life? Like, seriously, go and watch this film.
Yeah.
It's amazing. It's one of the best films of all time, hands down.
Yeah, I have no hesitation at all in calling this a masterpiece, because it is, hands down. Stunning movie.
Yeah, and then you've got Luke, who's the protagonist again. He gets injured by this snow monster, and he gets lost out in a blizzard during this.
That snow monster terrified me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you frightened by the theatrical cut or the special edition where you see more of the snow?
Theatrical.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw the special edition until long after.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You don't see too much of the snow monster in the theatrical.
It was just the sound of it raw that really terrified me.
Yeah, cool.
I try to steer clear of the special editions for a long time.
Yep.
You also sort of see Han Solo's sort of bravery and his feelings for Luke in that scene as well when he goes out into the blizzard to try and find him. And that was a bit touching because I was like, well, that's something you do for a friend.
Yeah.
There's been an arc in his character there because in A New Hope he was out for himself.
Yes.
Now he's out for his friends, which is really cool.
Yeah,
to watch.
it's definitely the next progression in his character.
Yeah.
And Leia, you get to see more into Leia's character as well.
And her sort of subtle secret love for Han as well. You see a bit of that developing.
It's so good, man. It's my favourite love story of all time.
Yeah,
Just their banter back and forth. Would it help if I got out and pushed? It might,
Yeah.
It's so funny. So good.
It's very good. Also, we get some small cameos from Alec Guinness in that scene as well, coming back as Obi-Wan, which was a nice surprise for everyone. I mean, from A New Hope, you kind of got the feeling that he was still around. He was just sort of hiding. And then, him sort of reprising the role again.
And for me, one of the standouts in the film is we finally get introduced to Frank Oz as Yoda.
Yes, yep. Which is great.
Yeah.
So Ben Kenobi comes back and tells Luke to go to Dagobah, which is where he'll find Yoda, and that's just an awesome story as it is. And
Yeah.
Look, what I love about this film compared to the first one and the third one in the trilogy, they break up all the characters. They're all separate, but that only strengthens them for when they come back together in the finale.
Yeah, everyone's got their own side stories.
Yeah. They're all. By the time the film ends, they're all in such a desperate state. It's a pretty depressing ending when you think about it, really. But it works so well.
Yeah. So you're right. You've got Luke and Dagobah, and you've got all of the others taken off in separate direction, and it's just it's really good. And then I think Luke on Dagobah, that's a whole separate story as it is. He's finally beginning his training as a Jedi with Yoda, who from the get-go you could see, I mean, he's kind of stupid to begin with, but that might just be Yoda's character. He's been in exile for so many years.
Was he crazy for being on Dagobah for all that time, or is it just a mask? You're not quite sure just how nuts he's gone. But gosh, what fantastic puppet work from Frank Oz. Like, don't CGI Yoda, seriously. It doesn't work.
No, it's great. And I think it doesn't take long before you realise, well, Yoda is actually a really wise and powerful character. And he starts teaching Luke pretty much the ways of the Jedi, and it's just it's great. And then it doesn't take long before Luke has a vision of his friends in danger, so he runs off and leaves Yoda behind. And then that pretty much leads us to the finale.
Massive finale.
Massive
finale, not in terms of epicness or scale, but just dramatic tension. Because after the Battle of Hoth, nothing is as big in the film as the Battle of Hoth. But the film does get bigger in terms of just pitting the characters in absolute peril against each other almost. You've got that amazing climatic duel between Luke and Vader, which is just one of the best duels ever on film.
That's actually one of my favourite lightsaber battles because of that reason. The prequel trilogy had some fantastic flashy swordplay, but the dramatic tension that you mentioned is absent in those films.
And I think going from A New Hope to Empire Strikes Back, they learnt from that little duel between Ben Kenobi and Darth Vader, where it looked very silly, with it just kind of like poking at each other because it's so bright and you can see what's going on. In contrast, the lighting during the duel between Vader and Luke is all dark.
Very dark.
And really all you see is the lightsabers, and it makes it so much better because back then they couldn't do anything else but just poke at each other with sticks.
Right.
And it comes off so with clever cutting, clever directing, editing,
Evan really understood that too, that there's a lot of close-ups on both the characters. So I mean, there's so many times you just see Vader's mask and the red blade, and that's it. So cool.
And then Luke's face and the green blade.
Blue. That's right. Blue blade.
Yeah. Green's later on.
He went green later on.
And then of course Empire brought in John Williams' iconic Imperial March, Darth Vader's, which became Darth Vader's theme. Just amazing. So amazing.
Not to mention the biggest reveal in cinema history.
Let's jump into spoilers for the rest of the film. Rest of this review. So if you haven't, if you haven't seen Empire Strikes Back, get your life in order. Go see it. Seriously, go see it. But we're jumping into spoilers now. So the biggest reveal in pretty much cinema history, like you said.
Darth Vader is Luke's father.
I'm your father.
It was absolutely caught everyone off guard at the time. I mean, I wasn't born yet, but from what I understand anyway, it was
huge,
absolutely outstanding. Like it was over the top, huge, massive, and it's pretty much set up cinema for big reveals ever since. And then I guess that's where they got the idea for the prequels. Everyone wanted to know how Darth Vader came to be and whatnot, and his backstory, as well as Luke's mother and all that. Well, that's what I got the feeling from anyway.
And George can do whatever dribble he wants, but he will always get a pass as a storyteller for me, in terms of that reveal.
Yeah.
You know, everyone slams George Lucas. For me, it's just getting old.
See, I think with George Lucas, he knows how to put a story together.
Yep.
It's the screenplay where he fails at a lot of the time, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think the prequels as a whole are a good story. It's a good origin of Darth Vader. It's the execution where it fails.
Yeah.
Which why I think Revenge of the Sith is the best, because it's not so much screenplay, a lot of it's just action.
Yeah.
Whereas Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones were all dialogue, and it just came
Trade
off.
Federation and political meetings.
Yeah.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you look at A New Hope, that was scripted entirely by George, and that's a great script.
Yep.
But then going forwards, you know, Lawrence Kasdan helped with Empire. Can't remember who helped him write Return of the Jedi, but he had help along the way, and he's still credited as the main story writer, but the screenplay is other people involved.
Yeah.
And I think he just needs guidance.
Yeah.
In
not
the execution
yes men surrounding him.
Yeah,
just
in
somebody say,
the
hey, George,
execution of his ideas. Yeah.
That's it, man. Yeah.
Moving along with the story, I mean, you've got that awesome duel between Luke and Darth Vader, and the massive reveal, and then you've also got Han Solo is being captured by Darth Vader.
Yeah, the freezing in the carbon.
Yeah, Lando Calrissian and Boba Fett sort of teamed up to get him trapped, and then he got frozen in the carbonite. Which
bloody Lando.
I don't know, it's a douche move.
It really is.
Like he's supposed to be his friend.
His best friend at one stage, wasn't he? Like, yeah.
But yeah, and then that's an awesome setup for Return of the Jedi. I absolutely loved the finale of this film because it
perfect cliffhanger.
Yeah, perfect. You know, you've got Luke ends up they're on Bespin, which is Cloud City, pretty much a floating city on a gas planet. So he falls off the city essentially after losing his hand from Darth Vader, who right before the reveal, I think, cut off his hand.
It's before, yeah.
And then he fell after Darth Vader was like, "Join me, together we can rule the galaxy." And then he fell, and then Princess Leia and I think Lando ends up swapping sides again right at the end.
Yeah, he flip-flops
all over
the place.
Yeah, and then
he's a flip-flop character.
He is, yeah. Well, they end up saving him anyway, and it's just an awesome ending because the music, John Williams, oh my god, the music,
so good.
And then you've got Boba Fett loading this frozen Han Solo into his ship, Slave One, and you know it's so good.
I love the bit of when Luke awakens from being in his little unconscious state after being, you know, having his hand cut off, and they have the connection, here's a connection, and you know, Luke joined me. It's like, Father. And like they're looking at each other but not looking at each other.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a great scene.
Yeah. It also develops the power of like the Force as well. Like long distance communication.
And it sets up perfectly for Return of the Jedi because now we know that they have this connection. So if Luke wants to take down Vader, he can't get anywhere near him because he's going to know he's coming. It's masterful storytelling.
Really,
It's perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah. Perfect film.
Perfect.
Yeah. There's not many that would sort of fit that bill as being a perfect film, but I can put Empire definitely in that category.
It was my favourite Star Wars film before Force Awakens came out, but it's so close. But it's light years ahead of obviously the prequels, and I think it leaves A New Hope and Return of the Jedi for dead as well. 5 stars from me.
5 stars.
Yeah, definitely 5 stars.
5 stars all around.
5 stars around.
A big, new, sprawling space adventure in the Star Wars saga, The Empire Strikes Back. Coming to your galaxy next summer.
Alright guys, that is a wrap on The Empire Strikes Back. Hope you're enjoying this lead up to The Last Jedi as we do the countdown. Return of the Jedi will be the next installment. Look forward to that one, it'll be up very shortly. And comment down below, give us your thoughts on The Empire Strikes Back. Do you love it as much as we do? If you like what you saw, please subscribe down below, like, comment, go for it. And until next time, I'm Robbie.
I'm Jeremy.
I'm Chris.
And we'll see you at the movies.